Hi, good morning. This is Dr. Janardhan Chaudhary. After a long time, I'm gonna make video on tutorial of head in the skeleton part. I made in the past the some of the tutorials on the upper limb and the lower limb, which I hope these are helpful for you. And I made few of the OSP or Bible voice type of questions which are helpful, I guess, for your examination or while reading the books on uh, skeleton part or understanding some of the bones during your studies. Alright, so today I'm gonna take skeleton of head. Skeleton of the head is made up of flat type of bone, but on its base, I can show you base, these are the base part, are irregular type of bone. Front, it gives the attachment of the face. Mainly it forms the face part, which consists of the eye on the orbital cavity, nose on the nasal cavity, and the viscera on the oral cavity. In the front, it's talking about it consists of the facial part superiorly with the nasal bone, vomer bone, and maxilla. The inferior on the facial part, which is on the front, it consists of mandible. On the margin of the body of the mandible and the maxillary process of maxilla consists of the teeth on the inferiorly, which is here, it articulates with the cervical bone. So now talking about the bone and head on the superiorly, this is called the vault. Vault gives the lodgement for the brain, which continues downwards from the, which is here, that foramen magnum, spinal cord. Now talking about the joints in the head, you can see a line. This line is the joint in between the cranium flat bone called the suture. These sutures are fibrous type of. I'm not going to detail about this suture. I'll be talking again in the next coming up videos. So I'll just try to explain in general these what type of joints are. Basically, these are fibrous type of joint which are interlaced by the fibers, and hence they call the fibrous type of. Later on, after the 34 years of age, they start calcified, and these joint or line are fused with the adjacent bone. Now here, so head skeleton consists of 28 separate bones that forms the neurocranial part, facial part, mandibular part. So what is the main function of the skeleton of head? So the main function of the skeleton head is to keep the lodgement for the brain on here, eyes on the orbital cavity, middle and the internal ear on the this cavities, and visceral organs on the oral cavities, and also it gives the cavities for the nose called the nasal cavities. On the inferiorly, it gives passes for the digestive system as well as the respiratory system. Anatomically, talking about the head has the different view. This is now called the frontal view, called the norma frontalis. This is the lateral view called the norma lateralis. This is the view from the superiorly called the norma verticalis, and this view from the posteriorly norma occipitalis, and this is the inferior view called norma basalis. In the next video, I'll be discussing about the detail part of the skeleton of head. In coming up videos, I'll be discussing about the individual bones on head. So till then, goodbye.